Are you ready for this video? Okay, I'm back with another vlog. This time it is a travel vlog and we kept it local because COVID. I won't even record too much of an intro because I recorded an intro just before we left, but I will pop in here and there just to give more information and to talk about the things that we liked, that we didn't like. For now, let's jump into it though. Okay, I've been running around like a headless chicken. I literally just did my makeup 15 minutes ago and now I'm sweating again, which is great. Exactly what you want. But Glenn and I are super excited because we are going on a trip this weekend. Today is Canada Day. It's the 1st of July and we're excited. We're going to a place called Markdale and we're staying in teepees. So technically it's glamping, but it's not really glamorous at all. It's not really the full camping experience, but I don't know if I'd be ready for that yet, to be honest. It's such a Canadian thing, but you know, I'm not Canadian, so I think that's a good excuse. We're also celebrating some really exciting news. Glenn and I got the news last week that we got our Canadian permanent residency. We've been waiting for this for far too long. We submitted our application back in, I think it was last November, so over 8 months ago, and we've been waiting for such a long time. For us, this is massive news because we were here on a 2-year work visa and the application process is just, it's a big headache. It's pretty intense. I went through the whole Irish citizenship application and that was all paper, so that was also really stressful, but the PR process was just a whole nother thing. So we submitted our application over 8 months ago and we haven't heard anything from the government. It's just the way it is. You submit and you don't hear from them for months and months. So last week, you can imagine, we were so excited. So finally, we told all of our family, all of our friends. And this weekend, really, we're just celebrating. We're going with some really great friends of mine and we're literally just packing up the rest of our stuff because my friend is collecting us in literally 10 minutes. So packing up, grabbing something to eat, to go, and then we're off. Okay, so we're nearly done now. These are my shoes for the week. They're pretty good. I've worn them before. They're Morels. Literally the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. And yes, we have floats. Canada floats because Canada Day and permanent residency. And then mermaid because me, you know? I mean, we definitely brought far too much stuff. Luckily, we were able to leave some stuff behind though, so we only brought what we really needed. Marjorie just got a bit of a heart attack when she saw us with all of our luggage. I left the mermaid float at home. We didn't bring our camping chairs. I mean, we were fully prepared. Oh God, we clearly haven't been camping before. Okay, let's go. It was about a 2-hour drive to Markdale. On the way, we stopped at Lake Eugenia for some kayaking and some paddleboarding, and it was super fun. We met Richard. Richard owns all the kayaks, all the paddleboards, and he's just such an interesting man. He was telling us all these stories of him hiking around Europe. Okay, so we're just waiting for Olivier now, and then we're gonna head off to the island. So the sun is finally out and we're all warmed up. I packed some things. They gave us some waterproof bags, so I packed all the stuff, popped it into the kayak, and then we're off. Here comes Alex.
Putting it on to try and track the sun, is that it? That makes sense.
Look at these houses. Let me just zoom in here. So nice though. So we kayaked out to the island and we stopped at a lagoon just to go for a bit of a swim and grab a snack. And it was so beautiful. That's when the sun came out. And then we felt super adventurous and we thought it would be a good idea to kayak around the island. Little did we know that it would get cloudy and windy again, and we were dealing with some serious waves. At one point I actually panicked a little bit because the waves were so intense, and it was quite a big island, so we had to kayak all around. and then kayak all the way back. So we were probably kayaking for like a good maybe like hour and a half, and it was pretty intense. I think I've had enough kayaking for a while. I was trying to keep up with Richard and I was so impressed with his speed. I mean, he's not the youngest man. I'm like, come on, I do CrossFit, surely I'd be able to keep up with this man. No. The really cool thing, and I wish I caught this on camera, was that we saw an eagle. Remember when I saw it, Richard pointed it out and I just screamed, Glenn, it's an eagle! Because we were so excited to see a bit of nature. Okay, that was loads of fun. We're just back at the car now. Just changed because we were obviously soaked from the kayaking, paddling towards the island. It was pretty tough, and even then going around the island, there was some serious waves. Like there was water everywhere. And yeah, we were soaked by the time we were back, so we had to change because we're going actually for dinner now. The weather isn't fantastic, but it's dry, so we're going up to our patio and have some dinner, and then we're gonna go check in at the teepees. So this is where we're having dinner.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think so, because it says it's here.
Maybe it's there. I don't know.
Do you think the next one?
I don't know. No trespassing.
You should really have
There we go now. Big pride.
That's better.
Yeah.
No one would.
Here we go. So when we got to the teepees, it was pretty exciting. It was nighttime. We went and explored the campsite, and they had fireworks because it was Canada Day on the day, and I thought it just worked so well because we were celebrating just getting our PR. It was Canada Day, so it just worked really well together. So the fireworks were cute. They were very short, about like 30 seconds, but you know, it was an experience. We had 2 hot tubs and a sauna. Again, not glamping though. It was anything but glam, I will tell you that. If you would have seen the washrooms, there's a reason why I didn't record that. There was 2 hot tubs. One of them was like a very old school wooden one that you had to manually heat up with wood. And the second hot tub was an electric one. So it was like full on blow up bubble hot tub. So we just had such a great time because it was the first night. We were exploring the campsite. We had the 2 hot tubs and we were up until like 3 a.m. just having drinks, being in the hot tubs, having such an amazing time.
Go after work,
Right.
and then like just go to the council, just do his work, ceremony, and then when everything. We're not going to
Good morning. We have survived our first night in the teepees. I look a bit crazy, I just washed my hair. This place is really cool actually. I think Glenn and I are gonna have a walk around and explore. We just had breakfast. They delivered breakfast to each teepee, and we just had sandwiches and fruit, and we're gonna take a walk around. It may have rained this morning and all of our clothes are wet. The second day was a Friday. There was a couple of us that had to work on the Friday. So the people that had to work went to the main house, they chilled by the pool, used their Wi-Fi, and the rest of us, we headed to Kelso Beach where we just spent the whole afternoon. Glenn and I decided to take pictures for our official Instagram post, just letting everyone know that we got our permanent residency, we're here to stay. We did a bit of yoga in the park. The guys played football. I blew up our floats just for our picture. And yeah, we just had a great time waiting for everyone finishing up work. Okay, one thing I will talk about though is the food. The food sucked. It really did. It absolutely sucked. And you would pay Toronto prices. At times you'd pay even more than what you pay in Toronto. And the food was just, it was just crap. But we always had a great time because we had great company. And that's probably my favorite part of the trip, was just the people that we were with. We had such an incredible time. And every time I think back and even just looking at this footage, just, it makes me happy. It was just an incredible trip. Good morning. Okay, had to change the battery because it died on me. But it is now day 3. Yesterday was a really chill day. We were back quite early, just before midnight. We were just chilling out just on the campsite here and having a couple of drinks, and we were playing Who Am I? there's people walking by and I literally look crazy. They're like, what is she doing? Then we went to bed just after midnight. It's pretty chill. So today we're actually off to Bruce Peninsula. Okay, we're just getting the cars ready and then we're off on our adventure. Bruce Peninsula was my favorite part of the trip. The views were insane. We went on such a long hike. It wasn't that intense. I think we were hiking somewhere between 20 and 25 kilometers. I was so out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm really scared of heights. I wish I wasn't, and I'm trying so hard to get over it. That's why I did sit very close to the drop on the cliff, because I really just want to get over it. I felt so uncomfortable doing that. There's no barriers or anything like that. You can really just look down and see the massive drop, so it is quite intimidating, but it is so worth it. I'm happy that I did it. I was really happy with my physical performance as well, because it was a long hike and we've been training a lot for this. I knew that we'd be going on this long hike. I wanted to be able to keep up because the group of friends that we went with, they're all extremely active, and I wanted to be able to keep up. And I was really happy. We were all walking at a very fast pace. I was wearing good shoes. That's where I got my new hiking shoes, and it was just such a great experience.
Oh, that's it.
So you go it.
Wow, look at that.
Anyways, it said something like, if you do it under 40 minutes, and you're like, I didn't hear you talking.
Cool spot, huh? And we went from there over there. At one point in our hike, we stopped at a lake, and the water was so insanely clear and beautiful. Oh, it was just everything you'd want in a hike. It was so beautiful. Okay, so I'm taking my boots off. I'm putting my swim shoes on. We're getting in just with our feet. There we go. They're so great because they have silicone at the bottom. I sometimes also use them for volleyball when the sand is too hot. So let's get in. We have made it! 4.5 hours later. Was a long hike. How do you feel?
Pretty beat up.
Pretty beat up. Yeah, I feel pretty beat up too. Ideally, I'd love to just jump in a lake. By the way, there's absolutely no reception out here. Zero reception out here, but it was fun. This is what we've been training for. This is what we've been doing CrossFit for the last, well, this is what I've been doing CrossFit for the last 6 months. So happy that went well. Why do I have to hang out with such fit people? Why? We just did a 4.5 hour hike. Just back now, and we're going in. It's happening. Can you believe we were up there? Right up there. If you're wondering what the music is, there's definitely some sort of event happening over there. It was actually super sad. It was a ceremony where they were mourning all the unmarked graves of Indigenous children, and it was honestly heartbreaking because there was people there that experienced that firsthand, and we were just so sad just listening to the stories and hearing all that. So after that, we went for dinner at Lion's Head, and again, food was totally crap. And another thing I would like to talk about, locals are very rude. I was shocked about how rude people were. They clearly did not like all the tourism. But at the same time, I'm also like, you guys live off the tourism there. Be nice to tourists. People wouldn't let you park anywhere if you ask them for directions, or even just when you're sitting on a patio and you're ordering your food. Local people are so rude. I could not get over it. Food was crap, service was crap, and you're paying more than Toronto prices. To me, that's just mind-blowing. The third night was also our last night, so we decided to go all out on food. Although we had dinner, we went to the store and got sausages, we got marshmallows and stuff to make s'mores, and we just had such a great time at the fire. So we were just having drinks, eating our food, and then Glenn decided to heat up the sauna. Now, I couldn't take the camera into the sauna. I wish I kind of had some footage, but it was really cute. It was this barrel-like sauna that you could probably fit 6 people in. No, all of us, all 10 of us, we went in there. But it was so fun. So we had our food, we went into the sauna, and then we went back to the hot tubs, and we were up until, I kid you not, 5:30, 6 a.m. We were just living our best lives. We were getting kind of cold, so Olivier actually lit a fire inside the teepee, which was super fun, but it did get a bit smoky. On our last day, we just packed our stuff in the morning and then we went for some brunch. We decided for the day we'd go to Wasaga Beach, spend the day there, and then head back to Toronto. How cool is that? They got their own local beer. I was gonna say local beach. Local beer. Wasaga Beach is pretty cute. The only thing I didn't like about it is that there wasn't actually that much space to lay down. Like, it was a very narrow beach, if that makes sense. But the water was super clear, really beautiful. There wasn't any volleyball nets, and we all know each other from volleyball, so we were excited to play volleyball, and I was like, well, why don't we play in the water? So we just had everyone standing in a circle and just playing, and it was just so much fun. Me and the girls, we also did a bit of yoga at the beach, which was nice, just to stretch after all the hiking. And then we decided to hit the road and come back to Toronto. So we were back on the Sunday night, and I was actually off for the following 3 days just because I wanted to have a bit of an extended time off. And in those 3 days, I decided to do up our patio. So it's all done now. I have a really exciting patio makeover coming up. It's probably my favorite makeover that I've done so far. But that was when I did when I was back. Overall, we just had such an incredible time. The teepee situation was a once-off thing. It was fun for a trip away during COVID. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a super fun trip, but it was not what we wanted initially. Initially, we wanted to go to a cottage, but because of all the COVID restrictions and because there was 10 of us and we weren't from the same household, it had to be something outdoors. The teepees was one of very few options that we actually had for 10 of us. It was really fun, but it was also not glamorous. Like, the mattresses that we slept on were very thin. Some of us had really like bad back pains. I was fine, but you still feel super tight in the morning, and that wasn't ideal. They did deliver breakfast, although breakfast wasn't, you know, the greatest thing ever. We were happy that we did get breakfast in the morning, and as a whole, I think for 3 nights we paid, I think it was 260 Canadian dollars, which is probably somewhere around 180 euro or so. I feel like when you're doing trips like that in Canada as a whole, your expectations just need to be low, especially when something is so affordable. Because we did an actual glamping trip before, me and Glenn, and it was quite expensive. We had high expectations and we were kind of disappointed. We still had a great time because we always do, but it just wasn't what we had expected. So the number one thing when you're going on trips like that is to lower your expectations, because then you won't be disappointed. And we were happy that we had that experience before. We wanted to go to Bruce Peninsula and have all those experiences, but I can confidently say that I will never sleep in a teepee again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. You better be ready.